Hey guitar people, what I got here today is my 2005 Gibson V Factor X. Kind of looks like a flying V, doesn't it? Actually, V Factor X is just a weird name they gave it around the time of 2005. At the same time they were calling Explorers X Factors. I don't know why they went with that name. It's a flying V, right? Anyone who's ever watched a rock band perform has probably at some point seen somebody playing a flying V. These were made very popular in the 80s by a lot of rock bands, glam rock bands, that sort of thing. This design actually dates back to 1958. In the middle of the Cold War and the space race, Gibson kind of thought that they were viewed as a stodgy old company, so they tried to come up with some new designs, and that's where you get things like the Flying V, the Explorer, and the Moderne. They were patented back in 1957 at the same time as the humbucking pickups, and they just wanted something that looked a little more space age. All the cars had tail fins, you had Sputnik clocks, and that was just the era. They made something less than 50 of these during the first 2 years, and then they stopped making them. At the time, some of the dealers would order these just to hang in their windows as a curiosity. No one ever actually really played these, with the exception of maybe Albert King would have been the one famous person that actually played a Flying V back then. Around about 1967, the design was re-released. It was during the Apollo Moon program, and it was gaining some popularity again. This body style is actually from 1967. You can tell by the neck joint, it kind of tapers into the neck a little bit here. The 1958 chopped kind of straight in, and didn't gracefully kind of blend into the body. So this body shape is in 1967. The pickguard and the control layout is strictly from 1958 though. This is kind of a throwback model. They did these in 1998, and for a few years afterwards, they're kind of informally known as V98s because that's the year they started kind of making this model. What they did is they offered this in a couple of colors along with the standard 1967 style models in their lineup. They had the pickguard that went all the way around, and had the control knobs arranged in a triangular kind of a configuration. This guitar is a 24 3/4 inch scale like most Gibsons, and 22 frets, also like most Gibsons. It has a rosewood fretboard, and the neck profile is kind of slim. It's pretty comfortable. The pickups on here are two ceramic high output humbucking pickups, the 496R for the neck pickup and the 500T for the bridge pickup. They're actually extremely high output, and having played these side by side against EMGs, which are also popular in modern, I'll call it metal styles of music, these put out, in a lot of cases, more output than the EMGs do. And EMGs just are not my preference. I know that some people like them, and more power to you. I don't want to be stuck playing my guitar and have the battery die on me. So, they're pretty powerful pickups. The controls are, as is standard on Flying Vs and Explorers. You have a volume, and a tone, and a three-way toggle switch to switch between the pickups, either one or both on. The body is a three-piece mahogany glued together with a set neck. As you can see from the back, there's no cavity here, so this is a fixed bridge guitar. There is no tremolo system or whammy bar or anything like that. So as a result, it tends to stay in tune fairly well. It has your standard tune-o-matic bridge and stop bar tailpiece, and this was a guitar that I bought back in 2005. It was, I had a couple of import guitars between the yellow BC Rich Warlock that I played for many years, and I got into playing with people again, and I felt I needed to update my equipment. And so I went through a few iterations of that, and when I had to kind of babysit some guitars for a friend of mine who was going through a rough patch, what really struck me was how well his 1986 Gibson Les Paul Standard was built. And this is a guitar that was built during a period of time that's considered to be the low point in Gibson quality. And it was extremely well made, and it was very comfortable, it sounded great, and it just really impressed the heck out of me. So I went to the guitar store that is about an hour and a half west of me, and I was looking for a Gibson Explorer. They unfortunately did not have a Gibson Explorer in the natural color that I wanted, but after looking around the store for a while, since I did drive all that way, I happened across this Flying V, which looked kind of cool to me, so I asked them to take it down off of the wall so I could go try it out back in the amp room, and I was pretty impressed. It played very well, and I decided to take it home that day. It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment buy, kind of a researched buy, but my thinking at the time was, despite all the criticism on the internet, in a lot of the research that I had done, that basically said if you buy something that says Gibson on it, it's going to self-destruct on you, and you're paying through the nose for something that's a piece of junk. So I took it home. The whole hour and a half drive back, I was kind of beside myself with buyer's remorse. Oh my gosh, did I just waste $1,000? You know, I ended up making the decision to purchase it because I felt like having a nice American-made guitar like this was the kind of thing that you should treat yourself to once in your life. So I got it home, I plugged it into my rig at that time, and I was just completely floored just by doing one of these. And I can remember the thought going through my head, oh my god, I didn't even realize that was missing out of my sound. And prior to that, I had been playing an Epiphone Flying V, which I thought sounded pretty good. It had a lot of good low end to it. It was very punchy, but it lacked that sparkle to balance it out on the top end. Also, the neck was a lot thicker, although the action was very good. It had a little bit of a tougher time staying in tune, but more than anything else, the sound was less complete. The tone wasn't all there. So this guitar ended up being a lot more comfortable, sounding a lot better. It was certainly more maintenance intensive with this lacquer finish that they like to put on there, as opposed to the polyurethane, which you can basically abuse and wipe off and it doesn't matter. But it was kind of an eye-opener to me. You know, so I played this guitar for a number of years, and it was really my first American-made guitar. And after I saw a couple of deals on some others, it really started a trend. But this is the first, I'll call it, really nice guitar that I bought, and I'm still impressed with it to this day. You know, oftentimes when I'm playing various guitars, I'll pull one down that I haven't played in a while, and I'll think to myself, why did I ever buy another guitar after this? And you kind of got to try out a lot of instruments to figure out what you like and what you don't like. As it turns out, this didn't end up being my favorite, but it's still an excellent, excellent guitar.